the screen he's looking for, because I got to share that screen so you guys can all see that. There you go. All right, Voz, you're probably going to have to angle that up when you step back there. I'm going to switch to this side.
Hello, everyone, and good morning, everyone on Paradise Valley office. And are you guys also from the Paradise Valley office?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice. Yeah, you gotta come visit a little more often. I'm there every day. I haven't seen you. Let's get you some business. So in my previous class, I spoke about the basics of conversion, right? Also, a quick announcement for, I'm going to give an announcement at the end of the class. We're working on some projects, Melissa and I, that is going to bring a lot of business. I would like to start with stating that 2023 has been my best real estate year. 2023 has been completely my best real estate year in productions, in closings, effectiveness, marketing. Once again, my background, I come from a marketing background. I specialize in what is called guerrilla marketing. Sounds like a movie trailer, but it's true. It's a definition. Guerrilla marketing is what is the most cost-effective way in order to build business. And I'm going to start off with the slides. Let's see. There we go. So I want to make sure everyone can see the slides. Good.
You can move your little pictures there if you want to make that smaller.
Oh, okay, okay.
Just put that.
There we go. Okay. So can I move this up?
Yeah. Should be able to just grab the bar.
Oh, there we go. Okay, guys. So first of all, thank you for being here and thank you for putting effort in real estate. Once again, the reason why I'm doing this, everybody wants to ask, what's the catch? Yeah, $1 million a year from each. That'll be nice. The reason why we do this is because the knowledge that we have can really help people. And we always got to go back to our why, right? Because our clients, all of our clients have a why on what they're buying a home, right? If anybody has bought a home before, our reasons are probably, the financial reasons are probably second or third unless you're an investor. But the number one reason is because we have something in our lives that is really requiring us to buy a home. As a man, I can tell you that I never thought of buying a home until I had kids, and I was like, I need a home. And then I had dogs, and I was like, I need a bigger home. Right? That's something what happens. I made the beautiful mistake of giving my wife 2 Shih Tzus. And then I had to move from my downtown condo to an actual house, which she was happy. And now I am still married. So that works. But the reasons are emotionally, and we have a baby, right? We just had a 2-month-old baby. So now I'm looking for my second home, right? To live in. I do investments. I've been doing investments for 3-4 years. So I've had a couple of rentals, but now I'm looking for my second home because we had a baby and the layout just doesn't work. So those are the reasons why your clients are coming to you. And that's what you have to keep in mind first and foremost, right? Second, we have to put aside our personal interest in order to help our clients. You guys put in a lot of work. You're here right now, 9 a.m. in the morning. 10 a.m. in the morning, either on Zoom or in person, in order to better the service that you give your clients. And that's why. The beautiful thing about real estate is we make a difference on people's lives because of what we know, because of the knowledge that we have. And that's the main thing that you got to have every day when you're doing the hardest thing there is in any business, getting clients. We should have done this on Halloween. That would have been pretty cool. The best thing, the worst thing, and the hardest thing is getting clients. Luckily for me, there's 2 people in marketing, and you have to develop these 2 skills. Either we're here on rock title, right? So you either got to have a rock solid self-esteem, right? Or no self-esteem at all. Either one will work. Right? People are going to tell you when you call these leads, or when you call any leads that are not referrals, people are going to tell you amazing things, beautiful things. They're going to be so happy that you called them. And other people are not going to be very happy. All right. So number one rule of prospecting internet leads is never do it alone. Never do it alone, guys. You are in a brokerage. There's no reason why you have to be doing business all by yourself. I understand the mentality that a lot of real estate people have in protecting your own and standing in your own and being a lone wolf, right? In my team, we call it a wolf pack because every single person in my team doesn't need me whatsoever. They can all make money. You know, we're a bunch of lone wolves, like the Hangover. We're like the Hangover movie. We're a bunch of lone wolves, but together, right? As a lone wolf, yeah, I can hunt 10 rabbits. But as a wolf pack, we can bring down a bison. And that's what we do. We support each other in marketing. We support each other in what we do, what works, what doesn't work. And it's the same culture that I've got to know here in Realty One. And I haven't seen this in other brokerages. I like the fact that we are a community. That's one of the reasons that we're working and opening some call nights where I can give a class maybe for 40, 45 minutes, and then we'll jump into some leads, and then we'll do this together, get some wine, so you're better off. I don't know what's the ratio from wine to conversion, but it's definitely, there is definitely a conversion.
We'll test that.
Absolutely.
At least they call for it.
I'm telling you, last time my team and I did it, and we had some little potluck and some wine, man, we got like 4 deals out of that night. We really did. I should have known this like 10 years ago. So, honestly, guys, teamwork. Nobody can do everything on their own. Even as a solo agent, there comes a time where you have to get a TC. And you like to think yourself as a solo agent? Well, I'm here to tell you that that is not true and call you out. Because you always have a team. When you get in trouble, right, you call your broker. She's part of your team, or he. When you need somebody to do the loan for your client, you call your lender. He's part of your team. Your title, your escrow. Wow, the title, now escrows, escrow officers are lifesavers. Jesus. And you always want to have your escrow officer on your deals, because when things start going wrong, offering some guidance, it's always the best thing, and finding the best resolution. Not everybody out there in the real estate industry is a team player, right? A lot of people have left. Let's talk about something really uncomfortable. A lot of people are leaving the industry because 2023 has been their worst year. I'm here to tell you, for every just joining, this has been my best year in 2023. So I can't imagine how 2024 is going to go. You know what I mean? I came here to Realty One in February. Mandy stole us. It was 14 of us, the Wolfpack at the time. And Mandy kind of kidnapped us. And then we woke up in Realty One. I'm just kidding. And then we loved it. So without further ado, those are the basics. And that's the base of everything I do. And at the end of the day, it is transactional income that we get, but it's human relationships that is what we do. If you have that in mind, you are going to be a conversion machine. People are going to come looking for you. The biggest lie somebody told me when I first started in real estate was that this was a referral-based business. And I'm going to tell you why. Some people might not agree. And I'm going to tell you why it was the biggest lie. I was running a successful business before COVID. And we were doing real estate, right? And I was doing a lot of conversion for other brokers in general. So when I go into 2021, most of my marketing scheme, which 99% of it was person to person, drops from doing pretty good to 0, right? So if I wanted to go full into real estate, do I really want to start in 3 or 4 deals a year or 10 deals a year? Just can't afford that, right? So now with a lot of people leaving the industry, what you got left up to now in December, maybe in January, your competition is going to be even harder because there are the wolves that are left in the industry. These people that you're not gonna be able to send your clients to an open house without you, because guess what? They're waiting for them. Me too. I'm waiting for them. And I've gotten 3 clients. That they came to my open house, they weren't represented and everything. I did not in any way pursue them to work with me, but their conversation was so good with me. Even it wasn't about real estate, that they said, how can we work with you? And at the end of the day, it's the client's choice. I will never do anything that will get my broker in trouble or myself in trouble or set up a wrong example for my team. So those are whys. And if you hear me teaching a class anywhere, believe me, I'm always going to start off with that. Because that refresher, we need it every day. If you want to do a little chat group, and for me to remind you every day while we do things, more than happy to. 2 seconds, a little bit about me. Again, I specialize in guerrilla marketing, traditional online social media advertisement, and person-to-person lead generation. I generated over 100,000 local person-to-person leads, which I have available, so we can call them call nights. About 500 plus home buyer applications between 2020 and 2023, right? And I'll go why into that. Now is the time to go into the why. And I not only do marketing for real estate, I do marketing for other businesses. One of my biggest success was Somozento. Somozento was, they have 6 practices now. I was there from practice 0 at a table in a Starbucks. And to 5 years, they went to 6 locations. I generated over 3,000 patients for them, and 90% of them were person-to-person. I also help out with insurance. I am the founder and co-owner of Plexus Marketing, which is my marketing company. And Plexus, we concentrate on bringing business to the businesses. I'm also a licensed realtor, but I'm a real estate passion. You know, real estate, it is my passion. I love investing. I love helping people get multiple properties. There's not one client that I don't explain how they're gonna be better off if they have a rental portfolio or a real estate portfolio. And that's just, if anybody disagrees with me, please let me know why. I always like to listen. I'm also the team lead for the Unity Realty One group, right? We have 9 agents right now working very, very hard. 6 of them are semi-new to brand new. Are they having a hard time? Yes. Are they starting off strong? Yes. Do we require a lot of them, regardless of what they might be going through? Absolutely, yes. Our agents are required to attend trainings and masterminds and actual practical trainings, such as the one we're having today. They get trainings 3 or 4 days out of the week. We do exercises such as take them, run some drills, and then take them to public places and have them introduce themselves as a realtor and get conversions completely from strangers. Events, person to person, anything like that. So now into the important stuff. Okay. One thing that I hear the most is Zillow leads suck. Google leads suck. Facebook leads suck. No, if you got 3 or more sources and you thinking they suck, it might be somebody else that kind of sucks. And that's okay. That's absolutely okay. If you're not getting conversions, if you invested money on Zillow leads, if you invested money in any other kind of leads, an internet source leads, don't worry about it. Those leads are going to convert sooner or later. Question is, when you call them, are you trying to make a sale or are you trying to build a relationship? That's it. Class over. Thank you. No, I'm just kidding. That is the gold. I am not telling you guys something that you don't already know. We just forget because of our own needs. We haven't closed a deal in 6 months. And we might be a little past doing a couple of things. We start seeing everything with a money-hungry attitude, right? But when you put that aside and you concentrate on the relationship and the needs of your client, even when they don't know you or appreciate you just yet, everything's gonna pay off. And guess what? You're gonna start getting deal after deal after deal, because no matter what, people only have three choices. Number one, they can rent. Number two, they can buy. What's the third one? They can go homeless. I'm pretty sure no, there's not a high percentage of people that wants number three. Maybe in LA, but not here. And I'm just kidding. I am just kidding. So let's go back to the internet leads. What are the most popular sources? Number one, me. Yes, actually, number one, me. But other than me, it's Zillow, right? Is on the top choice for realtors, especially with some of the programs and creative programs that they're coming up with, like the Premier Agent and stuff like that, right? Number two, realtor.com. Number three, now we're going into independent marketing pay-per-click companies that they're running. I know Boomtown, that's PPC. There's ZBuyer. There is a good variety of internet leads. So far with ZBuyer, I'm looking at very accurate data. From Zillow, everybody's getting called multiple times. And when they tell you that you got an exclusive lead, do you actually believe them? Right? Now, something important that you want to tell your clients when they're searching for homes, if you don't already have the IDX from Realty One, your page from Realty One, or you have your own, is you want to tell them to never go into the sites, right? They are not actual real estate companies. The business that they're in, it's on lead generation. That's why it's free for them. When something is free, you are the product. They take these leads. They don't give you good estimates, right? They don't put a lot of effort into that. They put some crazy numbers, and then they sell the data to you. And that's their business. Now, whether you convert or not, you're paying a monthly fee along with many other thousands of realtors, which I get to make pretty good money. Do they really care if you convert them, if you close from them? Maybe, sometimes, maybe not really. Okay? So, if you have any internet leads that you have purchased in the past and you invested maybe $100, $300, $5,000, $2,000, if you invested any kind of money like that, it's worth always going back to those leads. I'm gonna defy the laws of gravity. Just the way of thinking of most people right now by telling you, I don't believe that there's anything as a cold lead. That doesn't exist. Only a number that is disconnected is a cold lead to me. We have gotten several deals from wrong numbers. Yeah. What's your name, brother?
Justin.
Justin.
Yep.
So that call went something like this. Hey, okay, but it went something like this. Hey, Jonathan.
My name is Justin.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was trying to reach Jonathan. Is this like a new number?
No, I've had this number for years.
Oh, okay. I apologize, Jonathan. I was actually trying to reach, I'm sorry, Justin. I apologize, Justin. I was actually trying to reach out Jonathan because I'm trying to get back to him. He inquired about buying a home. And are you maybe in the market to buy a home? Do you have any questions? I'm a professional real estate agent. So believe me, if you have any questions, I want to be a resource to you.
I appreciate that. I'm not in the market right now.
No worries. I'm going to send you my information. And if there's anything that comes up, it doesn't matter if you're working with anybody or not. You can always text me if you have a question, and I love to help. I do also give a lot of community classes on investing and owning several properties, income, retirement. I myself, I do that a lot because, you know, as an independent contractor, I don't think I can depend a lot on retirement. So I'm trying to protect myself.
Here you're there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I'll send you my info. If there's anything that comes up, let me know.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, brother. How was that, guys? Can somebody comment in line, or what do you guys think?
We totally threw him off guard.
Yes. Yes.
And you weren't pushing.
No, I wasn't. You never have to be. You never have to be pushy, ever. When you're going through leads, you're not trying to make any sale. You're not going to sell a home over the phone. You're not, unless you're a wholesaler. But that's a different class. That's a different class. But you're not going to sell a home over the phone. Stop trying to do that, right? Just build a relationship. Make sure that person remembers you. It applies to open houses. It applies to, I did get an application once from the guy making my Subway sandwich. We started talking at the beginning of the line. By the end of the line, he was already talking to my loan officer. Really? I mean, of course. No, really. I am not lying to you. I should have a reality show, and I'm just going to record myself. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to send it to you guys. Seriously. And all it is have love for what you do, right? Have love for what you do. The knowledge that you have can save people's lives. People don't know what they're signing. I didn't sound pushy because I'm not trying to make a sale. I'm in the service industry. I'm not a salesman. And I'm sorry to anybody that might disagree out there with me, all the gurus, Tony Robbins, or whoever they're talking to. They're full of unuseful stuff. Our reality is here with each other in our own business community, right? If you want to know some good knowledge, if you want to get some good advice, pay for some courses. But guess what? Network with your fellow agents. Network with your loan officers, with title, with everyone in the industry, right? Your network is your net worth. Believe me, I made a career out of that. So what are the challenges, such as the one I presented? Number one, did Jonathan ever meet me? No. Okay, well, that was the first challenge. Now let me give you the second challenge. I called Jonathan and I got Justin. Has Justin ever met me? So is this a referral-based business? No. Don't be lazy. Don't wait for referrals. Let's get to work. You need help? We're here to help you. Melissa's doing a tremendous work being here every day from sun up to sundown. Believe me, we're here to help you. Okay? They have never met you. You have no rapport. You know, you're a very good-looking businessman, by the way.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? I will see you and I will trust you. I will believe you. Right? If I met you in person and you will tell me how's the market doing, what do I need to do? I will believe you. You have a really good presence. And most of the people that I know here at Realty One are very professional. The only one I wouldn't really trust is Barbara, because she's a lot taller than me. She's like, what do you need? just so you guys know, where I come from, I'm pretty tall. Thank you. They have never met me. People have never met me. All they got is the sound of my voice, right? That's all they have. And guess what? If you guys are into reading and all that stuff and all the positive stuff, guess what? Words have a lot of power, especially when they're genuine. And your tone, right? Don't sound like you're in a hurry. Don't sound like you're afraid of them. You're not. If they're not in the market to buy a home, perfect. Introduce yourself. Thank you for your time. Thank you for calling. Right? I'm going to give you guys the secrets. Right? For free. For now. So they have never met you. Number two, they've been receiving multiple calls from everywhere they registered. Guess what? Internet leads didn't just go to Zillow and say, I'm not going to go anywhere else. They've been through Zillow, Redfin, websites, Google, right? What happens when somebody is searching for a home or looking at several homes in Zillow? All of a sudden, the social media starts getting all these advertisements about homes in their area, right? It's the algorithm. It's the way digital market happens. It's the way we do it too. And it's very, very helpful, right? Those are called retargeting campaigns from digital marketing. Retargeting campaigns is when you in your browser, you're looking for homes, right? And they tell you, do you accept that this website uses cookies? And then you say yes, because you want to see the homes. So they use that data, they have your phone number, they have everything, and they're gonna throw back a whole bunch of whatever you were looking advertisement to you. Nowadays, you can't even think about something because you start getting advertisement, right? Yeah, I disconnect my Alexa, put my phone on water. No, I'm just kidding. When I want to give something, when I have a private conversation. Number 3, the biggest ones, they do not trust you. What's your name? Natalie. If I call you from a number you don't know, do you trust me? Not yet. Exactly. Natalie's a dangerous one. Natalie, how long you been in real estate?
2 years.
2 years. Perfect. Good. A lot of people tell agents that have been on the industry for 2 years that this is the worst time of being in real estate or whatever. Well, they never met anything else. How do they know? Right? If you're making it through this, for what I heard, you have a very good future in real estate. So, overcoming these challenges. These are the 3 main challenges on internet leads, especially, right? But it also applies to any other occasion. Somebody walks into an open house. What's the first thing they tell you? Oh, no, thank you. I'm just looking. Yeah, I did say this to somebody in a $799,000 home way out there by 202 and 60. This German couple walks in and they're like, oh, no, I'm not interested. So I confront them, right? I step in front of them at the door and I'm like, oh, you thought I was selling? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not a salesman. I'm a real estate therapist. Breaking the ice, right? They didn't expect it, got them off guard. Now we're looking for an investment property for them. They want to rent it. And it just build that relationship, right? Because they don't see you as a threat. So when you call somebody and they've been looking, and you can see that they've been looking at your website, and they've been hoarding all these homes, and they've been looking at all these homes, guess what? That you call them and they like, oh no, I'm just looking. What really is happening is that they don't trust you. Something that I learned from Hector Andre, my partner, my business partner, he's a conversion machine also. When somebody tells me I'm not looking, I also use what he says, which is, oh, okay, you know what, Justin? Most people, I do hear that a lot, most people are just looking, but really what they mean is that they don't trust me. And I say that to people. And to build that rapport, to build that trust, I've been helping people for about 5 years, 2 years, 10 years, and we've gotten a lot of things done. My mission is really to help you find and put you in the best position where you're going to take the biggest debt that you probably will have in your life. Usually after that, it goes pretty warm. Let's remember our objective today. How do we take them from the first call into warm? You cannot get to a closing. You cannot get to an application if you don't start with building that relationship and creating that trust. They think that you're a telemarketer, right? Especially for some of us that have an accent, doesn't help. Especially for some of us that have a little bit of an accent or a lot of an accent, depending on where you're calling or who you're talking to. They think that you are some spammer calling a telemarketer. No, do not call it, stop calling. How do you overcome that? Right? Do we have, Natalie, how would you overcome somebody thinking that you're a telemarketer? I already told you to stop calling. Would you hang up or what would you do?
Well, I think I would just drop it down to use my real voice, talk to them like I was talking to a friend or someone I already knew. Say like, hey, I'm sure you get these calls all the time, but the reason for my call is X, Y, Z. You know.
And I'm going to give you how to overcome that objection right now, but that is a very good way. That also works. You got a 50-50 chance, right? Because most of the time they want to hang up with you, but the secret is in your tone, right? And of course, you want to do this in your own way. And I'm not responsible for any clients you may lose. But when somebody tells me or starts yelling at me on the phone, right? I humanize myself completely, as if they were yelling at me in person. Whoa, 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 whoa. Did you think I was a telemarketer? Is that what you're thinking? So now you're asking a question, right? And then they start expressing, yes, I've been getting all these calls. Oh, I hate these calls as well. I get them all the time. I actually live in 24th and Baseline, and there's a lot of homes that are paid off already. So they keep calling us. What did I just do?
Yeah, humanize yourself and made it like you were.
Relatable. I am relatable. I'm just as frustrated. I'm not lying. I'm going to sound really genuine because I do get all those calls all the time. Right? I do get all those calls all the time, and it is very frustrating. Before 9 o'clock, I already have like 14 missed calls. And I'm supposed to be on the do not call list. Somebody didn't get the memo. Right? So that's how you overcome that objection, with your tone. Humanize yourself. Rule number 2, do not take it personal. Never take anything personal. Remember that I mentioned that they gotta have a very high self-esteem, solid, rock solid, like Titan, or none at all. Believe me, guys, when you're taking this kind of emotional stress, and a lot of people might be mean, if more than 5 people are being mean to you, or 6, it's not them, it's something that you're doing. A lot of times, just practice on that conversation. If you're looking for leads and you invested on Zillow, and they cost you what, I believe like $19 or maybe $10 or sometimes $25. For lenders, it's like $70. Lending leads, it's expensive. Or $125, something like that. Yeah. But let me ask you something. When was the last time that you went down your contacts on your phone and called everyone?
Doing that about a month ago.
Right? Yeah, that's a good call, Justin. That's something very good that you can do.
What's your experience?
It's been good for the most part. I mean, I've been doing this for a while, almost 11 years, so. But there's people that I've lost that I'm like, I'm just like, you know what? I want to talk to these people. Like, what have I been doing?
Absolutely.
And I'm like, it's my own fault. But I've talked to some really good, and just because I actually genuinely care about these people.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's been good. You know,
Right.
and it's my fault that I haven't kept up with these people. You know, I mean, these are not all people that are clients of mine, but
Yeah, just staying in touch with them.
But they will be.
Exactly.
At some point in time.
And it's a matter of timing. Guys, it's not a matter of making a sale, it's a matter of timing. I could call the same person 20 times. Justin calls them once, and there we go, they're ready to go. It's just timing. I wasn't looking for a second home until little baby Damien came to the picture. Now, instead of looking for another investment home, I'm like, wow, I gotta find a home that works for the layout. Really good. Happy wife, happy life. So they could already be working with a realtor, right? And please let me know, everybody online, what do you guys think about these challenges? If you have another challenge that is not on my list, I can definitely address it. But what happens when they're already working with a realtor, right? We do have some kind of ethics class where we're not supposed to step on each other's toes and stuff like that, right? And guess what? When we're calling, especially when I'm calling, and for so much, or me or my team is calling, are we gonna bump into other people's clients? You better bet. Am I gonna bump into some of your clients that you lost touch with? Very possible. I had realtors call me that, why are you taking to my client? I'm like, okay, is he a homeowner? Yeah. Okay, you know, your client was he looking through your website or was he looking through Zillow? Because I got a Zillow lead with his name on it and number. Right? And I try to build I'm not rude. I try to build relationships with realtors. It's like, hey man, you know. Sometimes I do tell people it's like, hey, the realtor that you're working with is a very good realtor. I know. Congratulations. You're in good hands. Right? So let's always, believe me, there's more than enough for everyone, especially now. So if they already have a realtor, what can you say? How would you handle it? Justin?
Well, normally, I mean, if you're talking to those people, it's like, so I don't want to step on anybody's toes, are you working with an agent or realtor right now? And they say either yes or no. And if they're saying, I mean, you're really supposed to back off because you respect the agency. You should.
You should.
You should.
One thing that I do.
If they contact me, it's a whole nother ballgame.
It is.
Because I explain that all to them, you know, listen, you know, we have an agency, this is a self-governed, you know, not system, but, you know, industry. If they are in fact a realtor, you know, and, but if after I go through and explain all of this, that, you know, have you signed any document, like if they keep on, they're asking me quite like, you know, like your agent hasn't, you know, like, because, you know, there's really great agents and there's really poor ones.
Yeah, of course.
Unfortunately.
Of course. And we are supposed to look, where's Mandy? We are supposed to have the client's best interest in mind, right?
Always.
Always. So the way I do that, I'm already working with a realtor. Oh, that's great. Who you working with? You know, I was gonna put in my notes who's the realtor that they're working with. I look them up, see what kind of experience they have, how many deals they have closed. Of course, if they give me that information. What I do when regarding to the client is like, okay, no worries. I'm glad that you're already getting the help you need because you do need representation when it comes to real estate. I do always ask this question. Have you ever been to a court? Have you ever attended court without a lawyer? That's what it is, going into real estate without a realtor. Believe me. And I do because of the volume of people that we talk to, you wouldn't be surprised the amount of fraud, the amount of legal issues that people get themselves for doing deals without representation. It's very incredible. So what I tell people is, oh, I'm glad you're already working with a realtor because you are going to need that representation. So that already gives me some peace of mind, Justin. Here's my information. I'm going to text you also my information. If you have any questions, even if you're working with somebody else, you know, I'm more than willing to answer any general questions, but any specific ones, you might want to address the realtor for that. So build that relationship. Okay. What to do? Okay, here we go into the good stuff. Anybody online, if you're taking notes, this is the notes they want to take. And this is literally the basics of what we do. And the way that we master this, we've been able to do it in real estate, insurance, and other services. So, oh, is that my voice? Yeah. Okay, what to do? Personalize your opening. How many of us, let me know people online, how many of us open with, hi, this is Justin from Realty One Group?
Yeah.
You state that either Realty One or realtor or agent. That's like when they answer the phone, that's exactly how you're introducing yourself. Okay, be honest. Okay, I'm here to defy your logic and tell you, don't do that. Okay. The reason you don't want to do that just yet is because you want to engage in a conversation. Natalie, do you like to yell at people? No? Sometimes, right? When they annoy you. How about telemarketers when they keep calling you?
No.
Oh, you're saying yes, ma'am. What? You like to yell at people?
I get daily calls for an auto, warranty on a vehicle I don't own.
All right.
Do I yell at them?
They hung up immediately. Eric says, I stopped doing that. Amy Gonzalez. Amy, I know why you stopped doing that. And we're going to share it with everyone right now. So the reason you stopped doing that is because you do sound like a telemarketer. If you make it sound too professional, yeah, that worked back in the Wolf of Wall Street era. Yeah, right? With older people that probably are no longer in this world. But we have been advertised that way so much that now it's like you have an allergy to it, right? This time I yelled at somebody by mistake. It was actually there was a guy from Firestone letting me know that my car was ready, and his name came out as a 1-800 number. He called me 3 times. I answered the last one, and he's like, "Hey, boss, I just want to tell you that your car is." No, he actually is like, "Hey, this is Jim. I'm calling from." I already told you guys to stop calling. He's like, what? He was a little bit lost. Timing. And then, through the conversation, and while I was the other man was like, "Oh, whoa, I'm from Firestone." Oh, I'm sorry, brother. Change my tone. So, Amy, thank you. So here's what I do. Personalize your opening. First and foremost, engage in a conversation. Natalie seems like a really nice woman, but she seems like she can get she can be pretty fierce when she's mad. So I do not want to get into her bad side. Amy Gonzalez, I don't know, but the way she types in the chat, she might start yelling at people too. And here's the thing. I want to engage in a conversation. I'm going to use Natalie as an example. So I'm going to call you. Okay?
Okay.
Ring, ring.
Hello,
Hey, Natalie.
who's this?
That's all you want. If you get to that part, that's already a win. So guys, one thing to recognize the work that you're doing is count every minimal win that you have. It's going to help you keep a positive outlook on what you're doing, right? Once you engage in the conversation, let me ask you, Natalie, would you feel rude hanging up on me after you engaged?
Depending
Right.
on who you are.
Right?
What you say next is good.
Thank you. Thank you. It depends on what I say next, right? That's the goal key. Step number 1, engage in the conversation. 70% of people feel rude on being rude to somebody that they actually engage in a conversation. When people scream at you, tell you what you are in all kinds of different languages, and hang up on you, most of the time they didn't even let you talk. There was no conversation, right? But most of us have been raised to be polite, and that kind of tends to come out subconsciously. So it depends on what I say next, right? Hey, Justin, how are you?
Great, how are you?
That's all you want right there. Let it come natural. You don't want to have a script. You want to have a flow, a call flow, right? You want to respond as natural as possible. People are going to love talking to you if they do have the need, any real estate need or questions. Oh, I saw this. I get a lot of conversations. Sometimes I have to cut people off. Okay, Mary, I have to go. Oh, you know what? I saw this thing on TikTok. It's happening a lot. Get ready for that. So, what am I going to say after that? This is for Natalie right here. Okay, ring, ring.
Hello,
Hey, Natalie.
hey, who is this?
Hey, Natalie, I'm returning your call. You actually signed up to my website. You're looking at properties on Paradise Valley. I'm Voz. I'm the realtor. How are you? So because I already have information of what you're looking at, I got to make it relatable. Are we returning their calls, guys? Yes. Why? Because they signed up, they consented, they provided their phone number, right? And guess what? When you call back, it was actually them. So there's a reason they provided their actual number and not that rejection line that you give to guys at the bar. Not that that ever happened to me. I know that number by heart. That's how I got so good at this. So number 3 is state, I'm returning your call. You sign up to my website, right? Looking at this home in Paradise Valley at this price range with this many bedrooms, and I want to see what I can help you with. What questions do you have? And a high percentage of those calls, they already feel comfortable. We broke the ice. The first win, number 1 win was engaging in a conversation. Number 2 was breaking the ice and making that report. At this time, after this, if they start speaking to you and they start telling you what they're looking for, you already have rapport with them. You already have trust. They already don't see you like a telemarketer. They're already seeing you as a source of information and help. Most people, when they're doing any kind of internet search or interested in buying a home, most of them are really lost. So guess what? You're coming in as a relief, especially when they trust you. The last point in there, before you change screen, was then you introduce yourself as a realtor. Okay? I don't always use the word realtor, especially because I don't always pay my dues. No, I'm just kidding. I always pay my dues. I always introduce myself as a real estate professional. People have a lot of times a certain image, or they might have had a bad experience with a realtor, especially they were already looking, or 70% or 60% of most of the people we have and we convert into warm leads or turn into applications were already working with realtors. Why? How many clients can a realtor handle? So if you're getting 20 leads and a week, and you get 3 active clients or 4 active clients, now you're showing homes, you got no time to attend to your nurtures or to people that have questions. And guess what? They get offended. I will get offended too. Right? Especially in our culture, right? In today's culture in America. When we're a customer, the customer is always right. And it's instant gratification. We want to call the realtor at 9:30 p.m. and expect them to answer. I don't answer at 10 p.m. So, let me see. So, what to do? Once I engage in that conversation, once I identify what you're looking for, and now we're in an actual conversation, what is it that I'm going to find out? I'm going to find out the motivation of why you want to move or why you want to buy. And this is something so cliche, right? You see it in all kinds of trainings. You see it in all kinds of stuff. But as cliche as it may sound, I'm going to give you a different perspective on it today. Number 1, find out what their motivation is to buy or sell, but right now I'm concentrated on buyers. And number 2, how can you relate to that why? How can you personally relate to the reason of why they want to buy? They're getting married? Can you relate to that? They're getting these December letters. The rent in the nice apartment that they live in is going up $300, which is true. But yeah, I can also relate to that. They've been confused and they don't trust people. I can also relate to that. Maybe it's something more, right? Something more serious. So this is where you humanize yourself and you relate to that. Right? So find out their time frame. Okay, is this something you want to do right now? or is it something you want to do here in the next year, or what is it? Right? The gold leads are the ones that say, oh, guess what? I want to buy right now. I'm ready. I got my pay stubs, my paperwork ready. I got everything ready to go. I got 40,000 in the bank. I have another home I want to sell. Yeah, right? So when you're calling, most of us are calling for that instant conversion, to closing, to application. We're looking for that instant client. Stop doing that. And instead, look for the relationship. What do you tell somebody that tells you, oh, you know what, I'm thinking of buying, but my lease is over next August? What do you say to somebody that answers that on the phone? Does your tone change? Do you sound demotivated? No. What would you tell them, Justin, one-on-one?
I said, well, that's good. I agree with, I watched your other talk portion, and it's like, you know what, that's great. The sooner you start thinking about this, the better off you are.
Yes.
You know what, nothing like, starting a year from now, because then you can actually plan, and there's steps that you need to take to be ready to do all of this stuff. It's not like it's once you're in, like, once these steps have been met, then it's fast. Once you're in the market we're in right now, it's slowed down a little bit, but I don't know, maybe again.
Oh, that's exactly where I was going with this.
But that's why you talk to an agent, because you know what, I have boots on the ground. I am out here every day. I'm telling you what's happening wherever you're looking. I can tell you exactly, and then I need to shut up about all that, because I start telling them what I know.
The only thing,
they don't care what they want to know that you can help them.
Yes, exactly.
And that's it.
And the only thing that I would change in that phrase, stop telling me you're an agent. You're a resource. You're not a human being just like them. I don't use the word agent. Oh yeah, I'm an agent. That was great. That's exactly what I say. I just changed the word agent, resource, or real estate professional.
I mean, I kind of like resource even.
Resource.
Oh, really?
Exactly. I use resource. And that is when somebody tells me, oh, you know what, I was just looking, but no, we're not planning to buy until next year. Oh, that's even better. Congratulations. That means, Justin, that you're actually very smart about your financials, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Exactly. Engaging in conversation, right? If we can go so deep into that rabbit hole, that will be a seminar 3-day. But exactly that. It's a great choice that you're wanting to wait and work this out until a year from now. That means you're very smart about your finances. So what I would recommend as a resource, right, to you is to get an assessment done. An assessment is finding out exactly where you stand in order to be able to qualify for a home. Now I'm going to pause right there. I'm going to ask our loan officer in-house a question. How many people actually qualify for what they want to on the very first try? Like what percentage?
I would say less than 50%.
Less than?
50%.
Less than 50%. If somebody's telling me that they want to buy a home and a year from now, do I want to let them know that most people don't qualify? Because their lease is up on August?
Well, they don't know what
Exactly.
Even the high net worth clients are like, if they're
sometimes those are the worst.
It's even more work. It's like,
I need P&L.
Yeah, they're like, that's what I mean. Like, that's why they're like, you know what? I'm just going to pay cash for this.
Yeah.
I'm going to move some stuff around. But again, I love the assessment. Like
assessment.
We do a financial assessment. Do you say a financial assessment?
Just an assessment.
Just an assessment. You don't put the.
It's non-threatening. See, once I get him to the loan officer, then he goes into that. So what I'm going to do right there, and once I have a conversation, my goal is to get him to a loan officer as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm.
If I can, you should get them in a conference call. The times, you've been in the business 11 years, where we used to text our loan officer, with a name and number for the guy that was interested and expect them to do the lead conversion, those times are gone. They're not doing that no more.
I had an agent 2 weeks ago, have a couple come to their open house,
Yes.
and they were interested in that realtor. And they wanted to meet with me in person. Before doing the home loan application, they weren't even ready, they didn't want to buy in February. I met with them in person, and they qualified, and I said, so you do qualify now if you want to do that, it's totally up to you. I said it 3 times, they kept saying, nope, February, we're on a timeline, February. I said, okay. The next day I got a call, the big one of the contract.
Beautiful.
So it just goes to show you
Exactly.
that-
With that agent,
Oh, yeah,
it was the open house.
well, it wasn't that house.
It wasn't that house.
No, they did have a house in mind, though, that they had
Yeah.
seen with her the week before.
Oh.
They were just looking, and they just wanted to see what was out there. But the fact that they did meet with me, they knew that they were qualified, and it moved their timeline up without them really realizing they wanted to do that.
All right.
Mhm.
Well, this is a great time. If you can afford to do it, this is a great time to buy.
Most people do respond the same way. Once they find out they can buy, they'll jump in and buy. Definitely, especially right now.
But I did tell them I was on their timeline.
Oh, absolutely.
Just so you know, you can buy now.
That's really cool that you came and got it, by the way.
But then I'm on the Monday after, it was Friday and Monday. So before they went under contract, and then after when they wanted to go. on contract.
And I'm gonna go
I had a
into
lot of
that.
Questions, so I'm always happy to meet.
Something that you said right there is very important that I actually have right here. Right after you find out the time frame, you're gonna set them up on receiving e-alerts twice a week. Receiving properties that they're interested on. You can do that through MLS. If you don't know how, you can send us a message and we can guide you on how to do it. If you're using Boomtown or any other CRM, you can set them up on e-alerts and receiving properties twice a week. Now, don't do it on every day. I get people that get very upset on receiving properties every day, right? You don't want to be annoying. You're trying to build trust and rapport. The drip campaigns and the e-alerts are not going to do the job for you of building that trust. Another thing I'm going to recommend, highly recommend, and Abraham can attest to this, how people responded when we actually send them a property directly, one property through a text, letting them know that maybe this is a home they might be interested in.
Oh, yeah, then it shows that you're like personally looking at. what-
Personalized. Exactly. So you're not doing that, especially with those clients that they don't seem to be very loyal, right? There are those clients that start ghosting you after maybe a couple of weeks. You want to do that. You want to you do the best to find out the property in MLS in MLS that they might like, and then send it to them. It will spark a conversation. I start that text by, hey, Justin, I got really good news for you. That's all I say. Then Justin will reply, oh, hey, what's up? Or I expect some kind of reply. I also add, it's important.
I have really good news for you. It's important.
That's it. And this is clients that have been ghosting me for 2, 3, or 4 weeks or more. Once they reply to me, then I send them that property that they might be interested on that I found for them for what I know from them. And I tell them this property in the text, this property just came out on the market, or it's been on the market for so long, and it's a good opportunity for you because of this, this, and this. What do you think? And that's how you recover somebody that ghosted you back into one. Even if they haven't applied, pre-qual, or anything like that, when somebody's trying to buy a home.
I mean, most of these people, you're not getting pre-quals on. I mean, are you? Like, I mean.
We've
you might
actually.
be. I mean, and that's great. I mean, I would love that, and I like the idea of like, because you said, talk to your lenders and be like, listen, when I call, I've got somebody on the line, and I'm gonna be, it's a warm, I mean, that's what they're doing a lot of, like, it's just like, this is what's happening. Like Zillow, that's what they're doing. It's live transfer. Hey, you know what? This is the person. you know?
We've done that several times.
We have gotten prequels, guys, right there on the phone. Now, what's the difference between a prequel and a pre-approval?
Pre-approval is the whole vetting process. Pre-qualification is you've got these things done, but we need more documentation
Documents.
to get.
Exactly.
you to a full approval.
So we've been pretty successful in getting prequels on the first conversation with the clients.
Pre-qual, not a pre-approval.
Yeah, of course, we gotta wait
Yeah,
for,
yeah, you gotta get all this
So
stuff.
if we,
That's the
if
thing.
we run it through AUS though, it's like a pre-approval, so it's a little bit step further than pre-qual. AUS is like the internal system.
So something that says, yes, or basically gives you a click or whatever.
Yeah.
There might be a couple things that you didn't see,
Right.
but that's, yeah.
But
I
at least
mean,
it gives a little bit more peace of mind.
right.
and that's only part of the battle, right? Because you might have one person, you ask them all the questions, and they are prequel, but maybe not for the amount they need. Right now, they need some pretty good amount. So now you start the journey towards finding a cosigner, right? Or completing the pre-approval to the amount that they need. But if they already engage with you at this point in doing that, they already trust you. You have a huge win, right? Another thing, guys, to everybody listening, choosing your lender partners carefully, your loan officers, right? Choosing your loan officers very, 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 very carefully. You want to partner up with people. Barbara and I, we're working with clients, and I trust Barbara because I know she's going to be very warm on the phone. She's going to be picking up the ball from where I'm passing it to her. So there's already a coordination. And I don't say, let me conference my loan officer in. No, I don't say that. Or let me transfer you to my loan officer. I just built all this report trying not to sound like a telemarketer. You know what I told them? You know what? Let me ask my loan officer real quick what programs you might qualify for. What programs you might qualify for. Okay, hold on just a second. Let me ask my loan officer. Right? And people will hold. Right? They feel like Barbara is right next to me all the time. So I put them on hold. I call Barbara. I got 10 seconds to give them. I got Mary on the line. She has a 640 credit score. She's working on this. She's doing this and that. I'm going to bring you in. And hi, Mary. I have Barbara with me. And, I'm a real estate agent. I'm going to take care of you and all the real estate needs, find you the property and everything. But our loan officer is going to be the one that's going to be in charge of representing you on the financial side. Barbara is the one that's going to fight for you so you can get the best deal. And then Barbara jumps in. Very successful formula. You know what's the hard part about it? Finding good loan officers. Yeah. Not to talk bad about any loan officers, by the way. Don't really anybody gets offended. But we've been pretty successful in getting people in. So.
Going back to what you were saying about personalizing properties that come up.
Yes.
I had a VA couple in
Mhm.
March that couldn't qualify as the wife needed 6 more months of work history.
Mhm.
And they needed her income. And when I started reaching out to them again in September, October, they weren't replying. Text or to the
They
email.
went ghost.
And it's been 2-3 times, but I found out about a VA property that had a assumable loan, which I wasn't gonna be able to help with on that, but I thought of them, sent them a text. And she said, oh my God, thank you so much for thinking of us. I decided to go back to school and we're gonna be a little while before we buy, but I thought I responded. Because I personalized, something that would work for them.
Right.
I wasn't gonna get any help.
Absolutely.
Building that rapport, and then they're gonna buy it down the line and we got a response.
Right.
The next best thing I'm gonna give you guys, just because I know we're getting to 11, it's 11:12 already. It's another gem on these calls. Another gem, right? Most of us do not want to even get to ask, or we feel very uncomfortable asking some financial or the basic requirements. And we want to leave all that work to the loan officer. Well, if you get really good at this and you're sending 30, 40 people to your loan officer, she can only do 2 things. Be attending everyone that's just a prospect or closing deals. Right? So we want to maximize our time and their time. How do we do that? By properly vetting the prospects, right? A lot of us feel uncomfortable in asking them, hey, so how much do you make on the first call, right? So this is the way that I handle it, right? I know that in order to qualify, 580 and above, 640 and above is preferable, right? The better the credit, the better, right? 2 years of taxes,
Work
the
history.
W-2,
Yeah.
2 years.
Yeah.
If they're self-employed, which they probably already told me that they're self-employed, then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna bring you in, bring your paperwork, and we're gonna show it to the loan officer. And the last 2 pay stubs and the last 2 bank statements. 4 things that I ask for in every single call. Now, Natalie, if you were looking through Zillow, I called you. You said, hey, we can get you in a conversation. I told you what you're looking for. We're already going back and forth. And then at what point do you start mistrusting me or not trusting me when I'm asking you all the basic requirements? At what point does this guy that you never met, you might stop giving information? For example, tell me when you feel uncomfortable, okay? Have you worked for the last 2 years?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Have you done your taxes the last 2 years?
Mhm.
Do you have your W-2s? Oh, okay, okay. Do you have your last 2 pay stubs? Oh, okay. Do you have your last 2 bank statements? Right? Now, that took a while. And I could have lost you in any of those questions. So this you want to write down and you want to practice this question. So I'm gonna ask her the same exact thing, right? Oh, guys, I'm preparing her. I'm preparing her because we are very successful on people giving their social to the lender when we bring them in on the first call and filling out the application. They're already excited about the house. We already helping them. They thinking it's a possibility. And when people ask the lender, like, do I really need to give you your social? I was like, well, if somebody was asking $400,000 from you, $400,000 from you, would you ask for the social? And they just laugh and they say, yeah. And in the last 3 years, I think I had 1 person not wanted to give their social to the lender. 1 in the last 3 years. Sometimes you have more fear of asking than they on giving it, right? And there's no reason for us to ask, but yes, the loan officer is going to ask that in order to fill out the application and pull credit or do whatever she needs to do.
Well, some loan officers like me as well, we're gonna do soft pulls if they're worried about it.
Soft pulls. Soft pulls is a big thing. The way that I vet people in once, by this time, maybe I'm 4 minutes into a call. So this is happening pretty fast. 4 or 5 minutes into a call. Number 1, there is no dead air. Number 2, there's no lack of energy or enthusiasm. I don't stop being genuine. And after she told me exactly what she's looking for, right? I'm gonna tell her, Natalie, I'm glad that you already have in mind what you want. We can definitely get there. And as we make this assessment, the basic requirements in buying a home is 2 years of employment, your last 2 years of W-2s, last 2 pay stubs, your last 2 bank statements, and have a credit over 640 and above preferable. Do you meet all those requirements?
And if they say they have a lower credit score, there are programs out there.
Yeah, and they will tell you. Now they're telling you. Most people are very honest. You can hear on the phone that, you know, I was like, oh, do you know more or less where your credit? You can ask, you know more or less where your credit is? You know what? Honestly, I think it was like 620 last time. Okay, so the minimum requirement, Natalie, they can make it happen, is 580. So once we get this assessment with the loan officer, you might get, you know, you're gonna know exactly where you stand. Not only that, but loan officer is also gonna help us identify little things that we can do to increase your credit. So I'm glad that you're buying next year because Natalie, you and I have some work to do.
We can get you in a better position.
So turning that vetting question, you always want to vet people before you send them to an LO. Number 1, the LO is going to appreciate it. Number 2, you're gonna have a better picture of their situation, of their financial situation, where they stand, and how can you help them. Guys, I have people that I've been helping that they had a 490 credit score, that they had 2 repossessed cars, foreclosure, divorce, all those things. And I'm still helping them. I've nurtured people for about 28 months. And then we got them on the contract in 2 weeks. I do that. Why? Because I've been in that situation. My credit score was a 490 one time. I said on the previous class, and I'm always gonna say it, right? I got foreclosed. I know what it's like. So I tell people, it's like, listen, Natalie, so what do you think? Is it something that you want to accomplish? Get your own home? All right, because we got some work to do. So after we make the assessment with the loan officer, she's gonna give us some homework. And believe me, I'm gonna be right there with you every step of the way. Every month, every 3 weeks, I'm gonna call you to make sure that we got everything on board. I'm gonna be really honest with you. I'm not somebody that gives up, Natalie. Usually people give up sooner than I do. How would you feel if I told you that?
I feel like I was in hands.
Which they are. They are. And being mindful of everybody's time, conferencing with loan officer, right? Which you spoke. Set up an in-person appointment. Set up as many, there's no more effective ways than setting up an in-person appointment, guys. We tried it. We spent our money on it. We tried to do the shortcuts. We really did. Let me be honest with you. We really did. We try to, do all kinds of different methods to automize this and automize. You cannot automize trust in human relations. Not yet, at least. Bring him in for us in-person appointment. So I give you guys 2 examples, converting the internet leads, okay? And there is also a different method of converting in-person appointments. I'm sorry, converting in-person, like event marketing and all this stuff. We do a lot of door knocking. We do a lot of events in booths. How do you convert when you're investing in a booth in an event? And how can you get conversions? We do that as well. Okay. How do you convert leads from open houses? How do you do open houses effectively? One thing that we do is that right now for the open house we're going to have next Saturday, we had a last minute person asked us to do an open house yesterday. We had one client that we went really, really good. That one client, 3 hours. Usually we have about 17 to 22 or 29 people that show up to our open houses when we follow the protocol. We start today. We're going to do, it's going to be 3 agents. I'm going to do 15 homes in the neighborhood. Abraham is going to do 15 homes. And then Alexandria from my team is going to do another 15 homes. We're going to do CMAs, right? And we're going to do a flyer. We're going to print it out. And then we're going to go door knocking an hour and a half before the open house. And for each person, we're going to leave an estimate of how much their house could be worth. And if you have any questions, we're going to be at the open house.
You're doing that before you even do it, view the inside the house, what kind of updates and stuff they have.
No, usually I give myself enough time to set up, see the house, everything. But I give them an estimate based on the numbers. I'm sorry, you mean the neighbor's homes?
Yeah.
Okay, I give them an estimate based on sales. And I put in there, it's just an estimate. If they want an accurate number, I'm going to be at the open house. Very good results.
Yeah.
Very good results. And I can definitely go through that. If you're interested on any of this information, I did change my Instagram. It's the DJ Voz. The DJ Voz on Instagram. Send me a message. And if you have any questions or you need any help, please do reach out, right? I want you to be successful. It doesn't matter if you're on my team or not. It really does not matter. You're in Realty One. And what really matters is that you're out there getting properties, helping clients, because that's going to help me as well. You're right. You got listings, I got buyers. You got buyers, I might have a listing. We're all in this together. And that's it. That's it, guys. I don't know if we still have people online. I was kind of So I don't know where Melissa is. Oh, we still have 4 people here. Hector, Alexandria, Amy, thank you. Well, that's it for today, guys. I appreciate it. And if you have any questions, reach out to me. I do have my phone number here. I do have my phone number here, so you can text me at any time for any questions. If I don't respond to you, text me again. It gets busy.
Cool. Thanks, man.
You're welcome. So I'm gonna stop the share. Thank you, Alexandria. I'll call you guys right now.
Your Instagram page is not like geared towards your, it doesn't say like realtor on it, and that's
Not at all.
intentional, right?
Mhm.
Just on, I like that.
If you guys need, I'm very good at converting social media.
Yeah.
I do a lot of activities and I have a lot of engagement. And the power of networking. I don't only do these classes for real estate. I'm gonna have one in a networking event this Wednesday, which I can send you guys.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give a little more marketing.
What's the networking event?
It's text me and I can fix it back. I'll take a look.
You're gonna show them?
Yes.
Oh, that's great. You did the Zoom, you showed us.
Yes. Yes.
Check it out.
Yeah, let me make sure.
That was really, did you stop recording?
Oh, they're still recording, but